her briefing. Madam President, I'd like to focus the intervention today on 3 points.
The Italian envoy,
First,
diplomatic envoy to
despite numerous
the Democratic
multifaceted
Republic of
challenges,
Congo,
it is important to recognize the progress that is being made in DRC. To that end, I would like to congratulate President Tshisekedi on his establishment of the Union Sacrée coalition and towards forming a new government and the perspective of elections in 2023. It is crucial that the government of the DRC drives forward urgent reforms, particularly those that will ensure free and fair elections in 2023, improve the economy for all, and establish peace and security in the East. As Ms. Lucilla's briefing made clear, gender-sensitive approaches in all of these areas are critical. In this regard, I commend the President's commitment to 30% female representation in his new government.
I'm slightly confused because, as I just said, they were literally just talking about the Italian diplomat that got killed.
About the
United Nations World Food Program, there was a driver.
DRC. The number of attacks against civilians so far this year in Ituri, North and South Kivu particularly, is a pressing and tragic reminder of the need for renewed focus on tackling the threat posed by armed groups.
Have their national anthem on here.
In this vein, I call all national, regional and international actors to use the levers at their disposal to stop these groups from accessing weapons, from being able to trade and make money, and from receiving political protection while committing atrocities with impunity. I'd also like to express my deep concern at DRC's acute humanitarian situation, which is driven in large part by conflict. Finally, Madam President, a word on MONUSCO's transition. I welcome positive momentum at the provincial level towards the mission's withdrawal from the Kasais. However, transition can only be sustainable and responsible if the government is engaged fully with the process. To that end, I urge the government of the DRC to engage and coordinate at the provincial and national levels. Efforts to address the root causes of conflict in DRC and to build a safer, more prosperous future for its citizens will succeed only if spearheaded by the government. Thank you, Madam President.
And the reason I feel so free to talk over this and cut out is because
I thank the representative of the United Kingdom for her statement. I shall now make a statement in my capacity as the representative of the United States. Let me start by thanking Special Representative Keita for
I love your representative in the Congo.
We extend our appreciation to MONUSCO, its leadership, its troop and police contributing countries for their efforts to protect the Congolese people. And I thank you, Madam Lasimba, for joining us today to share your expertise and make recommendations for further action. The Security Council needs to continue to hear the views of brave civil society members like you, and your on-the-ground reality must inform our work. Colleagues, it is almost inconceivable the danger that so many Congolese people have to face on a daily basis. More and more innocent people die every day because of attacks by armed groups, including those attributed to the Allied Democratic Forces known as the ADF in North Kivu and Ituri. The ADF killed more than 840 people last year alone. These people are more than a statistic. And I would say their names, every one of them, but we can't because we have to protect their families from reprisal attacks. That's how dangerous the situation is.
There's over 100 million people there. It's the largest French-speaking
Each person killed by the ADF was someone's father or someone's mother or someone's child.
350 million.
Their deaths ripped through towns. They tore holes into, and the survivors often lose their family's source of income or face social repercussions. One attack can lead to lifelong trauma. The ADF is not the only deadly armed group operating in DRC, however. I want to extend my deepest condolences to the families and colleagues of Italian Ambassador Luca Antanasio and to Mustafa Malembo and to Victoria Lacabesci. This month, we also mark the 4th anniversary of the deaths of UN experts Michael Sharp and Zaida Catalan. We must remain focused on the real direct impact these tragedies have had on the individuals.
They aren't protected
no matter the perpetrators. We must do more to stop the violence. To that end, the United States domestically designated the ADF as a foreign terrorist organization and specially designated global terrorists. We urge the states of the region, with the support of MONUSCO and this Council, to develop integrated, holistic strategies to stop the ADF.
The first thing that ran through my head is that sets the precedent for Canada to treat it as a terrorist organization.
We're also deeply concerned about the atrocious acts of gender-based violence in the DRC. Reports of rape are heartbreaking, and they are appalling. What's more, since women and girls must play pivotal roles in any effective conflict prevention and resolution efforts, these horrific acts slow down the peace process. So we welcome MONUSCO's work with women's organizations to map security hotspots where women and girls are at risk. And we strongly support MONUSCO's efforts to integrate 15 female engagement teams in the force's major units to advance community engagement and trust building. Confronting the in DRC also requires the full implementation of commitments under the 2013 Peace, Security, and Cooperation Framework. That means enhancing security, ending impunity for human rights abuses, and supporting stabilization efforts. This is an opportunity for regional and international partners to step up. With their help, we can achieve real peace and stability and ensure the region's rich economic potential come to fruition. This includes all of the countries in the Great Lakes region. All Great Lakes governments play a vital role, in furthering peace and stability. So we encourage the Office of the UN Special Envoy for the Great Lakes to be more forward-leaning and to press regional actors to improve the governance, strengthen rule of law, and promote human rights. Meanwhile, we support MONUSCO's efforts to strengthen the force intervention brigade's capacity to prevent and respond to ADF attacks. That work should continue in conjunction with the government of DRC.
There's got to be a change in the humidity or something.
I would also note that we are encouraged by the Secretary General's report that consultations have begun between MONUSCO and DRC government to plan for the eventual transition and responsible exit
30,000 whatever units of milk down the drain.
Approach, we support regional engagement to block illicit funding of armed groups. Responsible and conflict-free mineral supply chains and efforts to counter smuggling in natural resources will weaken the ADF and strengthen the local economy. Finally, we're looking forward to discussing these issues further during next month's briefing on the Great Lakes. We hope that these back-to-back briefings will draw more attention to the urgent need for action. And after all, there's so much ripe potential here today. Together, we turn the page on several decades of violence and launch a peaceful and prosperous era for Eastern DRC and the entire Great Lakes region. Thank you very much.
What do you mean the Great Lakes? What are you talking about?
I now resume my position as president of the council. And I would like to again draw attention to speakers to paragraph 22 of note 507, which encourages participants in council meetings to deliver their statements in 5 minutes or less, in line with the Security Council's commitment to making more effective use of open meetings. I now give the floor to the representative of the Democratic Republic of the Congo.
Oh, shit. I want to hear everything they got to say, but I want to smoke a joint here.
Thanks, Chair, for giving me the floor, Madame la Présidente. Madam President
Is there a way I can hear this?
I'm not sure if I will be able to stick within the time limit, but I will try to. Allow me first of all to sincerely congratulate you on the way in which your country, the United States of America, and you personally have carried out the presidency of the Security Council in March 2021. I'd also like to thank you for convening this meeting on the situation concerning my country, the Democratic Republic of the Congo, and for having accepted my country's participation. I would like to take this opportunity to thank the UN Secretary General, His Excellency Mr. Antonio Guterres, for his support
under the age of 18
for the efforts of the DRC to return to peace.
Their school
I would also like to thank all members of the Security Council for the particular attention that they continue to pay to the situation in the DRC.
I don't care what kind of French you grew up speaking. If it wasn't
I read the report of the Secretary General
everything they're saying for the first little while.
MONUSCO very carefully and with a great deal of attention. Document S/2021/274, which his special representative, Ms. Bintou Keita, has just presented, and I welcome her presence and her dynamism.
Oh, here we go. There we go. I knew this was going to happen.
Ms. Keita has proven to be very committed since taking up this role
You really shouldn't be playing these games
in the DRC, and she has already undertaken a visit to see firsthand the security situation faced with the Trustees Committee by armed groups. She also went to Kasai province.
Why are you hacking people, bro?
Following the agreed calendar, so that by June 2021, these elements can be replaced by the National Congolese Police, as well as a program covering humanitarian and development aspects.
There's Canadian forces there now.
I welcome the presence of Ms. Sandrine Lusamba as well.
As far as I know, there's a
Allow me to
when it hits 12 degrees Celsius there, the locals are wearing dukes and sweaters, and the Canadian
to make some comments on the political, security, humanitarian aspects, and also human rights aspects in the DRC.
It's another reason.
Madam President, the political situation in the DRC remains dominated by the appointment of new figures at the head of certain institutions in the country, following the end of the coalition by the President of the Republic, His Excellency Mr. Tshisekedi, and following the establishment of the Union Sacrée coalition and a new parliamentary majority. Primarily, this concerns the new Office of the National Assembly since the 3rd of February 2021, a new period of the Senate since the 2nd of March 2021, and the new Prime Minister and Head of Government, His Excellency Mr. Tshisekedi, since the 14th of February 2021, and we're waiting for the emergence of the Union Sacrée team. The interpreter notes that the sound is intermittent and interpretation may be incomplete.
Radio.capi.net, and you
2 years following
you can download the MP3s
the democratic results of the election in December 2018, this coalition showed that it was unable to meet the expectations of the Congolese people. So the President of the Republic created the Union Sacrée coalition so as to make headway on the major reforms to put the country firmly on the path towards stability, peace, and sustainable development. It is clear that in this time of transition and awaiting the formation of a full government, the activities of the government have slowed down somewhat. On the political front still, it is important to point out the election of the President of the Republic to the Chair of the African Union for a one-year term.
I just don't want any kid to see some shot of me thinking I'm trying to make it look cool. No, it's not on purpose. I love the visual effects, but I don't want any kid to think that shit's cool.
The chairperson and the president are in 9 pillars, namely, in the Africa.
Madame la Présidente, comme l'a décrit
concerning the report of the Secretary General, the security situation in the DRC remains
fucking United Nations
dominated by the situation in the east of the country, chiefly in North Kivu, South Kivu, Ituri, and Tanganyika, as well as some intercommunity conflicts. These armed groups, national and foreign ones, continue to sow death and desolation, despite all of the efforts made by the armed forces of the Democratic Republic of the Congo, with its partners in MONUSCO, to eradicate them and to protect civilians. These armed groups are formed and dissolved based on the interests of the networks that support them. The activities of armed groups has become a lucrative business, with the complicity at several levels, both within and outside the country, that provides them with weapons and ammunition and other supplies. The interpreter of the phone was ringing and the sound was interrupted. This situation remains concerning and is a priority for the state, which decided since October 2019 decided to launch an offensive to restore peace and restore state authority in this part of the country. Madam President, the people are fatigued and are counting their deaths. They do not feel that they are protected against this, and they are asking that something be done faced with this strategy of terror being applied by armed groups, chiefly the ADF. Faced with this frustration and lack of satisfaction, we are seeing an increase in the use of popular justice against those suspected of belonging to the ADF.
That's a problem.
Several initiatives have already been taken at the national and regional levels.
If bad guys show up at your house and say, we're going to kill you and rape your wife if you don't let us stay here,
put an end
and
to
then the villagers come and say,
people
oh, you're hiding them
following
here.
25 years of a lack of peace
That's why it's a
and
problem.
security. We would like to welcome all of these initiatives for peace and security in the East. However, we want to encourage all partners that are involved in this to coordinate our efforts so that the results that we want can take shape and that peace and security can indeed return to the East. There is enormous need to find cohesion and consistency among all the initiatives launched, and the need to strengthen our common efforts for the protection of civilians. We must find a mechanism to maximize the impact of these initiatives, notably including dialogue, consultation, regular consultation, and also political will. At the regional level, for example, we need reinvigorate the Addis Ababa Framework Agreement to implement the sub-region working for peace, including the implementation of the certificates on MADD. Efforts are also being taken at the head of state level for coordinating the regional strategy, the Office of the Special Envoy for the Great Lakes region, with the national strategy, along with MONUSCO as well, and to put in place together a detailed action plan. Along the same lines, military operations and non-military solutions should increasingly be fleshed out with the cooperation of the Special Envoy for the region. Efforts to effectively combat these armed groups must also include sanctions against all mafia networks, those who buy and support the trade in minerals from the DRC, and all those who provide arms to these armed groups in total violation of the embargo.
Here's cell phones and electric cars.
For its part, the government and the armed forces are currently working against all of those who violate the restrictions and those who connive with rebels. Several networks have already been dismantled by the security forces and have been brought before military tribunals. This is the case of the dismantling
military tribunals. That's not the same as a criminal court case.
That regularly supplied
you don't have rights outside of like food and water at that point. You're appealing to the Hague for the
information about these mafia groups to provide the information. We believe here, we're thinking here in particular of MONUSCO and its troops who can get information that is vital to allow them to trace these armed groups, hunt them down, and hunt down their supporters as well.
It's important that this information be shared with stealing guns from the local
police of the DRC.
Local army base or whatever.
Madam President, the DRC expects that the Security Council will provide all means necessary to...
So if I click here, I would like to hear that in French.
How am I supposed to have faith? Rolling downhill in this ride with no brakes. Don't look away, I know there's something you don't wanna see. If it don't kill you, make you stronger. Hate the shit we say. Copycat, off your fake. Been here's original, everything's regurgitated in my cycle. Last of the diary, you won't get real shit like this shit once I'm gone. Once I leave, nothing like this shit, nothing like that.
Interpolate that, shut up. Interpolate that. This is Natty Downs, NADI, DOWN,
Well aware of fleeting time, but counting every grain of sand on my descent to the end of the line. Till they're not the hungry hands reaching for infinite bands. Can't let my sorrow hinder my vision for tomorrow. The universe gon' throw blows, we just bang harder. I keep on going for my son and all my daughters. Pray their choices smarter, miss my oldest, need to call it. Nothing's perfect in this world, especially not your father. Hands together, eyes to their heavens. Wonder why we look in the sky when we want something. They wait to see you stumbling and the hungry start circling. Only thing that's certain, heavy is the burden. Miss this head by an inch. I call that death flirting.
Damn it! I don't have enough hands for this. Jesus Christ. You're gonna do that, you're gonna do this, you're gonna do that. I'm pretty sure I'm related to this fucking guy. They added a lot of tracks, so I'm not quite sure what I
Well, fleeting time, but counting every grain of sand on my descent to the end of the line. Till they're not the hungry hands reaching for infinite bands. Can't let my sorrow hinder my vision for tomorrow. The universe gon' throw. I'm the realest, the hottest in the city, regardless of the city I'm in. Getting paid for my rhymes, like proceeds of crime. When I flow, it's divine. Let me show you how to shine. In this moment of time, I need to hold something to know that it's mine. If I slip and I fall, who gon' catch me? If I'ma fuck it all up, or you just gon' stand there and let me with friends like these. These enemies, close my eyes, I don't wanna see. Say most of the world, so it was, so it'll be. Until we wake the fuck up, yeah, I've been a G, but that ain't all the history. Me and Lady Luck, we got history, cause I shouldn't be here physically. Don't even front, if I was gone, I know you'll be missing me. The reaper in the shadows with a sickle glistening. As long as I can, I'ma leave them there waiting on me. You know this rapper suck, I know you'll be waiting on me. Yeah, mama used to do it, now the boys say the same shit. Put another family's through it, your streets get hectic. That's the only thing you were fighting when you in the corner flexing. Like you were Tatum, any man come against me, I'ma smite. Heard somewhere in the Bible it says we built just like them. So we God-like, but we not like by God. All my dogs know there's no days off. How much did you want? How much would it cost to see it hurts less if you put the bandage off? My life moves too fast, tell me how to hit bars. All I know is gas, how he be the ball. Brother said it dog, been a blast. I got hard times in the rear view, something in the deck I cannot do. I got hard times in the rear view, something in the deck I cannot do. Something in the deck I cannot do. Had a hard life, me too. Don't worry, I got something in the
backseat of a rent-a-car, smooth move, muscle on the boulevard. If you wanna run fuel, you got to run heavy fuel. We're out here to do out here to do like
Feeling I'm the realest, the hottest in the city, regardless of the city I'm in. Getting paid for my rhymes, like proceeds of crime. When I flow, it's divine. Let me show you how to shine. In this moment of time, I need to hold something to know that it's mine. If I slip and I fall, who gon' catch me? If I'ma fuck it all up, or you just gon' stand there and let me with friends like these. When these enemies close my eyes, I don't wanna see. Said most of all, so it was, so it'll be. Until we wake the fuck up, yeah, I've been a G. But that ain't all there is to it. Me and Lady Luck, we got history. Cause I shouldn't be here physically. Don't even front. If I was gone, I know you'll be missing me. The reaper in the shadows with a sickle glistening. For as long as I can, I'ma leave them there waiting on me. And all these rappers suck, I know y'all been waiting on me. Yeah, mama used to do it, now the boys say the same shit. Putting other families through it, the streets get hectic. That's the only thing you were fighting when you in the corner flexing. Like you were Tatum, any man come against me, I'ma smite him. Heard somewhere in the Bible it says we built just like him. So we God-like, but we not like by God. All my thugs know there's no days off. How much did you want? How much will it cost to see it hurts less if you put the Band-Aid off? My life moves too fast, tell me how to hit bars. All I know is gas, how he be the spark. But to set it off, been a blast. I got hard times in the rear view, something in the deck I could not do. I got hard times in the rear view, something in the deck I could not do. Something in the deck I could not do. Had a hard life, me too. I know you got something in the deck we can not do. Keep hard times in the rear view, something in the deck I can not do. You had a hard life, me too. Don't worry, I got something in the deck we can not do. I got something in the deck we can not do. I got something in the deck we can not do. Check it out, though. I've been blinded by my vanity. Fuck past me, my sanity. Foolish man care only for the greed. Intelligent man plan for a season ahead. Gotta have enough food for the winter. Yeah, I'm guilty, but my mama told me better. There's days when I felt like I couldn't go any further. Wake up in the morning, I don't even wanna get up. Dear God, yeah, we fed up. 2020 is all about keeping your head up. Are you coming back or did you forget us? I'll wait here for a while, I guess. I ain't perfect, but I try my best. Yeah, we tired, is it time that we take a rest? It's been a long time that we've been doing this. Got a few friends gone that I always miss. And I was there when they lost my grandfather. Felt like I should've cried, but my anger wouldn't let me feel for a stranger. Plus I got my mama's pride. We gon' make it through the day, we gon' be alright. Trying to learn from life's lessons, especially from the losses. Gotta respect the process. You know you just another call. Get crucified, burned alive, struck a pop. You don't play your part, play along. Tell me who wins the game if in the end all the players are gone. Losers always say they right, even when they know they wrong. The only real mistake is
I don't know what this one is. We're gonna find out together. Here we go. Which band I'm in?
Yeah.
It's got Batman in the thing.
Take me serious, PTSD got me delirious. I'm doing alright. If you curious, been better though and worse too. Let me kill the first 16. Make them try hard and burst through. We low key the best in the building. Lately that seems less important. Maybe because I took the money off the bricks and invested in my children. These street lights took too many nights. I'm restless in myself.
This is realist, so I have to hear it. I don't know if it's any good or not. It's realist. Did you mean with the E or I?
This is the realest shit that I ever wrote. The piece of
That's realist with the E. Oh my God, I'm not well. really quick thing and live from this one.
When I met you, I was in the place of negativity. The bottle was in my hand until it was empty. The bullet in my gun was looking tempting. In line when I tell you that you saved me, the good. Even though you fucked me, gotta be thankful for the things that you did give me. In the world that
Oh, damn it.
hit a war cry, we all gon' ride, we all gon' ride. And if I fall, it's nowhere hard, it's nowhere hard. Hit a war cry, we all gon' ride, we all gon' ride. High, yeah. Who summoned me? Who summoned me? The rap genie, the rap genie. Your wish is my command. Your wish is my command. Your wish is my command. Yeah. Took a break for a minute, a hiatus away from the same pit. She got a new master, she in my ear with the same bullshit. Bird brain, always looking for some chicken feed. You can see her crying in that newsfeed. I know some real ones still living it. Watch how you pivot, kid, cause once you drop it, the ball ain't coming back so quick. Y'all should quit, keep on pushing me. You gon' regret it, the teeth in the tool. Cause shred 'em, the pistol pops, and I say, get 'em. Hop in this shit, might need to remind y'all that you forget. Yeah, God does, but I don't forgive. Cross me and I'm coming to where the fuck you live. We was homies, but he fucked up my re-up. So now we ain't shit. Money put mountains between us, and now he's on my list. Keep my 20s crisp. Y'all been sniffing too much. Don't listen enough. I done told you what it was. The bigger picture, we came from nothing but dreams of dying richer. But a knucklehead posted on their block. They don't understand shit, but I get you. Head up where we walk till they dead us. To God and the devil come and get us. I'm going harder than the rest. Working with the rest. Stepping without a vest. Foolish on your part. Cause your skills ain't nothing compared to my dog guards. Brave hearts, swimming where the sharks are. Find me where the money is. Knowledge and drugs since I was a kid. Spoiled milk in the fridge. After I cooked my first sip, told myself I ain't never gonna be broke again.
All day. Oh shit, we didn't even check the Beijing out.
Ready to die, I'm ready to die, die, die.
I know they rerun it throughout the day, but only for the next day. It's on their website, but they podcast all that. The one thing the Chinese government has is lots of web storage space and internet high-speed capacity.
Like fitness, I rip this. How in the world did I spit this? I think I need a witness. You know I really get this. I get this, I get pissed. They throw shade, I get this. These reps be on my shit list. Killing them on the track, I be killing them with the flow. I be killing them cause they're back, hitting them with that fatal blow. I be killing them with the facts, and you already know. I'm sure these busters what they lack, and I be hitting them with some more. Not like these other DGs, I'm an endangered species. You rappers all like PCs, you suck just like some kikis. I'm high and you beneath me. Students how they greet me. Don't like me, so defeat me. Don't like me, so delete me. Chiefing with my Indians, counseling, bagging up and out again. Money I be counting in. Haters they be doubting it, talking out their mouth and shit. Say I want them out the shit, but I be about the shit, bitch. I'm ready to die. I'm ready to die. Die, die. No walking away. Nobody survives. No, not tonight. No, not tonight. I'm ready to die. I'm ready to die. Die, die. No walking away. Nobody survives.
Oh man, I need a refresher. There's 3 different aspects, I guess, of what happens overseas with Canadian forces on operations, and it's not Army, Navy, Air Force, that is
the box staying away the flow, bigger than most. Once again, my positive microphone and crush jokes, stop the motherfucker with rhymes. While the joke on his own bars, mama rapping this whack at a half, rapping some tracks that know nothing about it. I'm not feeling the fucking tracks. Hit the kissing button, press the button, switch you about to get it, but I kinda wanna rip the scratch of me off the record. I'm relentless and reckless, immature, so neglected. Addicted to the party, I don't even with the bench and the bitch pathetic. I'm sending a message. You ready to get with it? The mission is simple. We finish the bottle, get ready to die. The more you know we're with it. I'm ready to die. I'm ready to die. Die, die. No walking away. Nobody survives. No, not tonight. No, not tonight. I'm ready to die. I'm ready to die. Die, die.
Yeah, I stay as crooked as these cops is. Cut you out when I walked in. Yes, dear Lord, used to them watching. That's how I do it. Cut him so quick, but his blood drips. It's still blue fluid. Nah, I'm not new to this. Down to die tonight, down to ride tonight. When they kill me, I'll probably have a pocket full of China white. Chopping in that back lane, carry so much weight. I got back pains, fish scale like I've been hunting mermaids. Full clip to the face, send your brains to outer space. His body full of worms. When it's my turn, I'm down to burn. Catch the hellfire from the pistol. Everything in this life is earned. If you're a piece of shit like me, ain't nobody gonna miss you, that's for sure. He knows surviving this. I'm putting holes where his vital organs is. It's that dog shit, flags in the sky while we bumping this.
Ready to die, are you ready to die?